let's react to this video. Diddy and Justin Bieber. What did Diddy do to him? What did Diddy do to Justin Bieber? I've seen videos, bro. I've seen some shady stuff. There's been some messed up things that have happened, Chow. I'm going to keep it a buck. There's some really messed up things that happened to Justin Bieber. Is it right? No. But, it's just sad because he was very much a product of the environment, of the system of Hollywood. He was just a victim of it all, and he just got taken advantage of because he was young, and no one could help him. His parents sold him out for money. Terrible. Anyway, let's get into it.
Now he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and
I've
his
seen
boy.
this, bro. Bro.
They're having the times of their lives.
Bro.
Like where we hanging out and what we doing.
Gee.
We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
Oh, hell nah, bro. 15-year-old boy's dream? Fuck no. Absolutely not. I'm in my 20s and that's not my dream. Fuck that.
It's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. What do you mean by that, sir? Why
Fucked
exactly
up.
was Diddy, one of the most powerful men in
Fucked
music,
up.
spending 2 days with a 15-year-old Justin Bieber?
Fucking
And why couldn't they
messed
talk
up.
about what they were doing? Those are some very good questions, and the more you look into it, the weirder it gets.
Messed up.
See, Diddy is no stranger to questionable relationships, and today he's at the center of multiple lawsuits and shocking accusations. People have dissected his connections to countless celebrities over the years, but what's rarely discussed is the relationship he built with a teenage Justin Bieber. Pop star
bro.
Justin Bieber has been in the spotlight since he was a teenager.
And girls are they fanboyed the living shit out of him. But the worst part is, Chad, is that they didn't know what was going on. Neither did he. He sort of just, indulged and just went along with it because he didn't know what to do. There was no one to help him, Justin Bieber was a victim of Hollywood. The whole Diddy situation, what Diddy did to him, 48 hours of Diddy. We know, no Diddy, but in this case, Justin Bieber got Diddy. No troll, LMAO. That is not a clip moment. Justin Bieber was a victim of Hollywood. He was a victim of Diddy, and he just went along with it. People, back in the day were getting so upset with, Justin Bieber's, reckless attitude and, him being disrespectful and all these things. But the reality of it all was that, he was just going through it. He was, reamed and ran through the whole Hollywood industry, used as just a disposable person within the industry and also outside it. I'm not going to go into detail, but you can connect the dots and what, Diddy sort of does. It's messed up, and I feel bad for Justin Bieber because you can tell now, he's closer to God, but it's caused him a lot of issues. And, being part of Hollywood, you're always going to have that satanic agenda after you, even if you go towards God. He's very much lately stepped out of the light because, the mainstream light, because he wanted to get closer with God. He understands that it's a satanic area. He doesn't have anything to do with it. The only person that brings him sort of into it is his partner, and even his partner you don't hear much of anymore because he doesn't want to be a part of that industry. He knows that it's sickening. He knows it's messed up, and Hollywood is satanic. And I pray for Justin Bieber, and I feel sorry for what happened to him. He is very much a victim of Hollywood.
His rise to fame started in 2008 when music manager Scooter Braun discovered him on YouTube at just 13 years old.
Damn.
And I know this much is true, baby, you
Prospecting,
have
huh?
become my addiction. I'm so strung out on you, baby, you.
Recognizing his raw talent, Scooter Braun brought a 14-year-old Justin Bieber to Atlanta, where he eventually met Usher. Together, Scooter Braun and Usher created a joint venture record label and officially signed Justin Bieber.
And he's always kidding around as he is right now.
Yeah, see, and Usher, this was the crazy part too. Usher was, in a lot of ways, a byproduct of Justin Bieber getting influenced by Diddy, because Usher was influenced by Diddy. Usher was also a lot of the part a victim, but at the same time, he was more of an adult than Justin Bieber. So yeah, it's sad to see. The whole Justin Bieber situation with Hollywood and what happened with Diddy is just horrendous. When you go down the rabbit hole of what happened to Justin Bieber, 48 hours with Diddy, the best time for a 15-year-old, it's just messed up. It's messed up, and you saw after that 48 hour, if you look at the timeline of Justin Bieber after that, he was having crash outs, he was, uncomfortable on stage with Pink, all these people taking advantage of him, making, inappropriate comments. He was very much a victim of Hollywood and the satanic agenda, and I feel sorry for him. Obviously he's taken a step away from the mainstream media, from the, the limelight, from the spotlight of the mainstream industry of Hollywood. And, you know, he just wants to live his life because he's given enough blood, sweat, and tears and his soul to the industry. You know, his parents sold him out. It's just a terrible situation, and I pray for him, and I hope he's doing better with his family now. I really do. God bless the guy.
And that was the beginning of history. Ain't that right?
What? Yeah. Yes.
Justin Bieber and Usher quickly built a strong bond. Usher took Justin under his wing, helping guide his career as he transitioned from an internet sensation to a global star. By 2010, Justin Bieber's career skyrocketed, selling out stadiums, topping charts, and
Women
becoming one of the
loved him,
biggest
bro.
pop stars in the world at a very young age.
Women
But
loved
while
him.
most people remember his swift rise,
Women
what often
absolutely
goes
loved
overlooked
him.
is who he was surrounded by in those early years. And that's where Diddy comes into the equation. See, most of the adults around Justin Bieber at the time were directly connected to his music career. Usher, for example, wasn't
Yeah.
just a mentor. He was someone who gave Bieber a blueprint for navigating the industry, helping him transition from a viral sensation to a polished artist. But as far as Diddy's involvement, well, that was a little different. The moment Diddy found out about Justin Bieber, he took a keen interest in him. Unlike Usher, who mentored Bieber from a musical standpoint, Diddy's fascination seemed a little extra. It wasn't just about the music. It was about access, influence, and something else that didn't quite fit the mold of a typical industry cosign.
Facts.
And to make it even more intriguing, Diddy promised Bieber something most 15-year-olds could only dream of, a white Lamborghini Aventador.
Yeah, so
Crazy. Bribing him, love bombing, that sort of thing. Messed up. Messed up, chap. Diddy's a great manipulator. That's why he was around in the industry and did what he did for the longest time.
LA's a little dusty, but you know.
At the time of this video, Diddy was promoting his album Last Train to Paris, a project from his musical trio, Dirty Money, which included Diddy himself, Kalena Harper, and Don Richard. Because Justin at the
bruh.
time was rapidly rising to fame, a lot of people assumed Diddy's interest in him was just a promotional move, aligning himself with the hottest new star to stay relevant. But here's where things get interesting. This wasn't the first time Diddy took a young singer under his wing. Back in the 90s, Usher, as a teenager, actually lived with Diddy in New York while learning the music business.
Bro, after everything that has been exposed by Diddy, it is just crazy when you think about it. Usher spending time with him, bro. That's a fucking L, man. That's a fucking L, bro.
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
You're a dad
Damn.
now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
And now years
See?
later, history
Hell no. What does that tell you, man? Far out,
seemed to be
man.
repeating
That's
itself.
fucked up.
Except this time, the new teenage star was Justin Bieber. By early 2010, Diddy and Justin Bieber started appearing together more frequently at major music industry events. Their relationship seemed to grow over time, and most people didn't think much of it. After all, Diddy himself described their connection as just a friendship. About a year later,
Yeah, it
Justin
was a bit
and
more
Diddy
than friends, chat. Just keep it a buck. It was a bit more than friends.
were seen together in the studio, where Diddy questioned why Bieber hadn't been reaching out to him lately. This was at the peak of Justin Bieber's initial success.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you
no,
ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well,
Messed
I mean,
up, bro.
you're-
Put him on blast,
I mean, you tried to get in
humiliation
contact
ritual,
with me,
crazy.
through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
But Diddy's involvement with Bieber went beyond just public appearances. He wasn't just co-signing the hottest new artist. He was bringing Justin into his personal world, and he made sure everyone knew just how much he valued their relationship.
In the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
In an interview with Jimmy Kimmel from 2011, Diddy publicly praised Bieber, but the way he talked about him left people with more questions than answers. Diddy publicly embraced Justin as one of the greatest kids you could ever know. But what exactly did he mean by that? Well, only P. Diddy knew. In this 2011 interview with Jimmy Kimmel, Diddy, while Bieber was still a teenager, jokingly stated that they didn't discuss what they do together behind the scenes on TV. But that wasn't all. He also mentioned that Bieber had access to his house, a statement that, in hindsight, raises even more questions.
fuck.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
That is
It was all
fucked.
laughter in the moment, but looking back,
Now Diddy's in fucking jail, bro. It's fucked up, man.
some people have started to
And even when you think about the whole Diddy situation, if you actually have half a brain, you would understand that it goes beyond Diddy. For Diddy to be able to operate in such a big operation with blackmail and CTV footage and all these things, having so much dirt on the top echelon of Hollywood and celebrities, you would understand that there'd be other people involved with him. You'd understand that it's an entire operation. It's not just him. He hasn't actually been properly. The process of him, going to jail, it hasn't been finalized. Like, he's still going through the process. He hasn't been he hasn't been fully charged and convicted of stuff. So you understand that, he, in a lot of ways, is taking the brunt of a much bigger operation that's going on in Hollywood. That's just a fact if you have half a brain. Just keeping it out there. Just keeping it a buck.
the
Just
question
saying.
what Diddy really meant. As their relationship continued to grow, Justin Bieber and Diddy were seen together more frequently. Then, in 2015, at the age of 21, Diddy allegedly gave Bieber his first shot of alcohol, an interaction that was caught on camera.
21, man. 21 and we're having our first shot. Justin Bieber's first shot ever. Do not believe anything you hear. Come and have a drink with your big. You can't make it around this.
A year later, in March 2016, Diddy was still staying close to Justin. In a resurfaced video from his 22nd birthday, Diddy gave Bieber a Bad Boy Entertainment jacket. Justin kind of looked out of it, but
If you can read in between lines, bro, you know what's happened, bro. It's fucked. It's just so messed up. Like, oh, bro. Oh, man, when you go... This is what I'm scared of, bro, when I go to near the top, because I believe I will make it. I'm not scared, but I'm just, like... very wary about what's going to go, and you're very wary of how far you go and what the consequences are, how influential and how, famous you become. What is the cost? What type of rooms you have to go to? What type of people you have to talk to? What deals you have to make? What relationships you have to have as a cost for your future. And living cost, having be able to get paid. It's fucking scary shit when you get to that level.
Still
Scary.
smiled as he accepted a gift. In 2020, Justin Bieber sat down for a raw and emotional interview with Zane Lowe. He opened up about everything: his past self, destructive behavior, the pressures of fame, and how his life had changed since marrying Hailey Baldwin. But one moment in particular in this interview stood out. At one point, Justin Bieber broke down in tears talking about protecting Billie Eilish. He reflected how hard it was being young in the music industry, how people claimed to love him, only to turn their backs in an instant. He didn't want Billie Eilish to go through what he did. He wanted to be there for her, to make sure she didn't lose herself the way he almost did.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn. And
Justin knew exactly what it was like to be young, famous, and surrounded by powerful people. He saw firsthand how certain relationships in the industry can shape your future, for better or
Facts,
worse.
chat. And again, this is why it's important to have family. His family didn't give a fuck. He was bringing in the money, he was making the bread, and they were just using him as a mule for money. Like, where was his parents at? It's fucked up. And then as soon as he turned the age of 18, obviously he obviously probably would have resented them, using him as a mule without any sort of say. He probably just was like, okay, I'll still support you financially, but like, fuck off sort of attitude. It's fucked up, man.
And now, years
Fucked
later,
up.
he was looking back at his own experience, hoping Billie Eilish doesn't end up in the same situations he did.
people take for granted encounters, and
Damn,
I
bro.
just want to protect her, I don't want her to go
The issue
through
was
anything.
is that he co-signed and put this out there. Like, you think he knows, bro. He knows with Hollywood, bro. They're not gonna let, like, if she's a cornerstone. She's a horse they're gonna back. So if he's like, oh, I'm gonna protect her and this, that, and the other, bro, they're not gonna let you near her, bro. That's just a fact. Like, they're gonna do what they're gonna do to protect their own interests in the satanic Hollywood that they are.
I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
The moment was eye-opening. Justin has been famous since he was a kid, constantly surrounded by adults, including P. Diddy. Maybe this was his way of subtly exposing that something did happen to him. Maybe looking out for Billie Eilish in this situation was him making sure history doesn't repeat itself. That same year, Justin dropped a song titled Lonely. On this song, he reflected on the dark side of growing up in the spotlight, how fame isolated him, how his mistakes were put on display, and how the industry watched him struggle without stepping in. Everybody knows my past now, like my house was always made of glass, and maybe that's the price you pay for the money and fame at an early age. And everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a shit. They criticized the things I did as an idiot kid. Was Justin speaking generally about the pressures of fame, or was he alluding to something or someone from his past? You would decide. And then came Diddy's arrest. The entire industry was shocked. There had always been whispers, allegations.
But look at it,
quiet
nothing
talk
came out, nothing's happened. He's just arrested and it's gone silent. There's been allegations, there's been little transcripts and, court stuff, but a lot of it is kept very much under wraps. Is it for the protection of other interests? Maybe, but... bro, if this was done a few years ago, bro... I don't know, man. It's just crazy how many things have been under wraps and people just forget who was involved with Diddy. Diddy was everywhere. Who was putting him everywhere? Who was connecting the two? You understand, Diddy is still a celebrity. There's a lot of, outside pieces, managers and etc. that piece these guys together. It's not just him. He couldn't run an operation he did just by himself. People are just so close-minded when it comes to that, fuck Diddy. Yeah, fuck Diddy, but who else was involved? Do you guys not have any critical thinking? And that's what's happened. This is the biggest thing I've noticed in 2025, is that people lack critical thinking. The Diddy example is just plain sight. It shows people don't have critical thinking. Who's behind him? Who's the manager of him? Who works this? Who works that? Who's connected with who and who? It's not all him. He can't run a whole operation by himself. There's people beneath him and there's people above him. That's just a clear as day, mainstream example of people that lack critical thinking. They just hear Diddy, and that's it, done. People really don't think about how deep this goes. And people might say, oh, well, this doesn't affect me. But it's this muscle that you train. If you train this muscle of critical thinking, you'll soon realize that this works across everywhere. This is a multitude of, expansion of a skill that you can use across your life in any sort of regard, as for politics, as for, business, whatever. It's just people are so just dumbed down and just so desensitized to the point where they just hear a headline and just run with it. They have no critical thinking. That skill has very much died in 2025 in Gen Z, and if you're a Gen Zer and you have critical thinking, you're going to do very well in life. That's just a fact. Am I saying, put your neck out with everything? No, I'm just saying you should have critical thinking. Have a bit of a brain.
Behind the scenes about Diddy's behavior, but this time the feds came down on him. One of the people many expected to speak out was Justin Bieber due to the close relationship he had with Diddy, but instead he chose to stay silent. According to unverified reports, Justin has been keeping his distance from Diddy ever since his arrest. A source even claimed he's been advised to stay as far away as possible. Despite his history with Diddy, Bieber reportedly wants nothing to do with him. Now, while these claims haven't been confirmed, they wouldn't really be surprising. With everything going on, Justin has been
This is the thing with this is the other thing with Hollywood with the whole Diddy situation, is that you hear reports of this celebrity, separating themselves and distancing themselves from Diddy and this, that, and the other, but none of them have said anything. This is like how crazy the celebrity industry is in neck-deep waters in regards to the whole Diddy situation. He has blackmail everyone. They're all told to be silent on purpose. They're all told to just shut the fuck up and not say anything. No one has came out and disavowed Diddy that has been close to Diddy. It's just deliberate, and meanwhile, everything is quiet in the whole Diddy case, and none of the headlines are even getting, the whole Diddy case is just silent. No one's pushing any sort of headlines in regards to it. You have to go deep searching to find out what's going on. It's crazy. That just shows you how satanic and how held to the walls the celebrities are when it comes to the whole Diddy situation, and it shows you how satanic Hollywood is.
And on his personal life, his family, and his newborn son. But behind the scenes, sources say this has been hard for him to process. His past with Diddy runs deep, and now it seems like he's doing everything he can to separate himself from it. And the question is, did P. Diddy do something to Justin? If so, what exactly did he do? This entire conversation is of course speculative, because from the outside looking in, we can never truly know. But what we do know is that Justin Bieber has been mistreated by many adults in the music industry. Over the years, he's been involved in countless situations where powerful figures have said and done questionable things to him as a kid. There are a few instances where Justin was actually essayed by well-known figures, stories that most people don't even know about. What makes it even worse? Well, some of these were caught on camera. Two in particular stand out, and the first one was an inappropriate conversation during his interview with James Corden.
Can I
crazy.
say this? Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like,
Messed up, bro. Like, it's not about the comment, it's the action, the leaning in, the constant eye contact, the hand over Justin. It's a compound of things that makes this creepy. You know? It's fucked up.
that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Watching a grown man make suggestive remarks to a 16-year-old kid like this,
Not
absolutely
appropriate.
disgusting and
But
inappropriate.
because it's Hollywood, it's accepted. No one even blacks eye, and it's just the form of desensitization. Like, people are so desensitized, it's ridiculous. The internet has become a cesspit of desensitization.
The second incident involves actress
Crazy.
Jenny McCarthy, who literally essayed Justin Bieber on live television. This happened back in 2012 at the American Music Awards. She came up behind him, grabbed his neck, forced a kiss on him, and even grabbed his butt. Now the question is, how exactly did her and so many other adults get away with the, shit they did to Justin? Wouldn't be too crazy because, the entertainment industry has always been a demonic place. What
Yep.
makes this even worse is that when she was asked about it in an interview, McCarthy admitted to what she did. She even joked about it, calling it cougar grape.
How have you been enjoying the night so far?
Great. I just got to neck Justin Bieber and grab his butt. I want some Bieber fever, and I want a Bieber rash.
I want it all.
It'd be like
That is fucked. That is just fucked. And if it was reversed and a guy did that to a little girl, it'd be fucking horrendous, right? This is the thing a lot of people forget, is that, like, little boys is the most, like, not the most, but they have the highest rate of sexual, SA in statistics in the world. Boys are more prone to that than girls. I'm not saying girls don't have that happen. I'm just saying little boys, because it gets less reported. Just because it gets less reported doesn't mean it's not happening. It's just messed up. But there's a lot of statistics backing my statement just then. It's fucked up. It's just fucked up.
cougar rape.
Again, I have absolutely no clue how these adults got away with treating Justin Bieber like this.
Because
he was just a kid at
the fucking world is just fucking retard, or not retard. It's just dumb.
time. These
Just
are
dumb.
things that Justin Bieber had to go through, and in a lot of ways, it explains his behavior over the years. Because when you really think about it, some of the ways he acted could have been a trauma response to what was done to him. That's just
Facts.
my personal theory. Justin has always been seen as the problem. When Justin lashed out, when he was reckless, when he seemed out of control, he was ridiculed. Every
Yeah.
mistake he made was turned into a headline.
It's just
Who knows that
messed up.
Justin Bieber's rise
Just messed up.